Hey everyone, so like an idiot I forgot to film the intro to this video before I started taking off my makeup, and then I was like, oh crap, so I had to just run back and do like just around mouth area I'd start to take off my makeup. But this is just kind of a quickie, hopefully, tutorial on how I would wear the Apocalypse lipstick by Illamasqua, which is of course this really interesting kind of tealy green colour. Not everyone's choice of lipstick colour by any means, and I know this would be way too like Maleficent for most people, but it is definitely something that a lot of people out there would like to wear and kind of see on to see how they would wear it. You definitely need to have confidence to wear this, and if not, just start wearing it around the house to see how you feel about it, and then you can kind of slowly, gradually make your way out towards you know, real life. But it is the kind of thing that will get a lot of attention out in public, so it's something you would want to just be like aware of if that's something you're kind of concerned with. But I wanted to go ahead and show you how I would wear it, and if you want to see it, watch on. I'm going to start off and I'm going to use this Illamasqua Skin Base. I've used this about, I'd say, 3 times now since getting it. I have to say initially I was quite shocked at how underwhelmed I was at the first application, just because I suppose I'm really not that overly used to using very heavy foundations on myself, first of all, but it really sat into my pores and I hadn't really seen that online. I don't particularly have very problematic pores, but anyhow, it's easily gotten around, to be honest. I just applied some of this Prep and Prime Skin Smoother Base by MAC on over my skin first, so that would be like after letting the moisturizer sink in and then using this as my primer. But yeah, I hadn't actually heard of anyone that it does show up pores, but maybe I just hadn't read enough reviews about it. It was just pretty much all good things I'd heard so far. Saying that, I do like it once you kind of learn to work with it and to adjust any kind of issues with it. There's a few slight drier areas at the moment as well, because I'm using a night cream with retinol in it, and that does dry out the skin initially, so it is kind of grabbing to that. Then with the Illamasqua Skin Base, I mix a little bit of SB02 with SB03, because the SB03 is my tone in that it's quite yellow. Just make sure I give them a good shake first. But it is a bit too deep yellow, it's a bit too dark for me. And it comes out very thick, creamy, kind of, you know, it's not moving, it'll stay there as a wee lump. And then probably like a 2:1 ratio, even a tiny bit less of the lighter one. And I tend to just use a small cotton bud then to mix the two together. I find it just as easy then to scrape up any of the product with my cotton bud and just dot it around the face. Now I did apply it with one of these very tightly packed kind of kabuki brushes. I found it was a bit too tightly packed for it. I like something a little bit looser, so this is the stippling brush by Real Techniques, just so that you're not creating a total like blank covering over the face, because it is quite a thick foundation. Again, like I said, it's something I wouldn't be quite used to for myself. Like, to give an idea of what it's like, it is definitely thicker than, say, the Studio Fix Fluid by MAC, just as a comparison to that. But other than that, I'll just buff it in place as usual. So you can see there, that's, even though it lightens up my face, it is matching my neck. I have found as well that you kind of have to work at blending it in. It doesn't just blend in quite as seamlessly, as quickly as a lot of my other foundations, but again, it's probably just because of the thickness of it. Okay, so that's the foundation on. I'm going to just leave it at that and cover any other redness or whatever with just concealer. I'm not going to do a review on the Skin Base foundation for a while, just because I do need more chance to get used to it, but also I want to give my skin a chance to settle down from using the retinol. It'll take a while to get used to it, and it's not really fair to do a review on less than good skin, because my skin is suffering from, you know, something else, and that can have an effect on how foundations sit in it, so I will leave it a wee while. And rather than using an eye primer, I'm literally just going to use the concealer as a primer. I don't get a greasy lid, so I can definitely skip it as long as I'm not going for like a heavy eyeshadow look. As a highlight, I'm just going to apply some of my Bourjois Ombre Paupier eyeshadow, and this is just going to go here underneath the arch of my brow. and also onto the inner corner of my eye. Then I'm going to use the Illamasqua Hollow pigment, which I'm loving. You can see there it's a lovely light kind of taupey brown. And I really like this just as a really natural colour for on the eyelids. If you want, you can apply this first and then your highlight, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm glad this light is a bit too bright. I've nearly done that on purpose because my skin is quite bad. Or it's quite kind of peely from the retinol, and it's not really something I want to be too overly showy with on camera. But anyhow, just for on to set the hollow pigment very lightly, this is Soba eyeshadow by MAC. I'm going to pick that up and very lightly tap it in place. I've actually been like just setting it in place with a setting powder, like a translucent setting powder all week, but I don't mind going a little bit darker now just for what I'm doing. And then with just a 217, like a blending brush, I'm going to pop some Cork eyeshadow by MAC. It's a little bit deeper than Soba, but quite similar, just into the crease. So it's quite a natural eye I'm going for, but just something with a little bit of definition to it. And I'm going to use the tip of a brush and run a teeny bit of Soba just underneath the lower lash line. I'm using Soba rather than Cork because I want it to be really, really light. So obviously the deeper your skin tone, the deeper you can go with the colour. I always find my eyes look quite green with any of these kind of browns on my eyes, which is what I kind of want for this lipstick look as well. I'm going to go in with my favourite kind of marker style eyeliner. It's a Physicians Formula one. My friend Heather sent it to me. It's the Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum. I think it's the nib that's amazing on it. It is more like a calligraphy kind of style nib rather than a pen style nib, but it gives the most beautiful finish. It doesn't dry up like the pen ones can. I think I'll do this off camera just so it doesn't take me too long and I need to go right up to the mirror, and then I'll be right back to finish off the eyes. So I went for kind of a slightly different eyeliner shape. It's subtle, but I went for slightly kind of sleepy, downturned, slightly droopy eyeshadow look. It just comes down a little bit further than I want because I want it to be subtle, but I don't want it to be quite as girly as I'd normally do it. Actually reminds me of the way that Peaches Geldof does her eyeliner. Anyhow, I'm going to just finish off the eyes before applying a little bit of mascara with these gorgeous Haute Couture lashes by Kiss. So it's these guys here. They're really, really pretty. They're really kind of full looking, and it comes with handy little tweezers. So I'm going to use that to apply them as well, and pop them on. I just need to get my duo glue. So those are the lashes on. I put them on so that they're quite heavy and they almost like mirror or like follow that slightly droopy, sleepy look of the eyeliner, because I want that kind of sleepy, mysterious kind of look to the eyes, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to pop a tiny bit of mascara. Now, I'm not going through the whole lash, literally just to push my own lashes into those, because my lashes are a little bit brown compared to them, just because obviously these lashes are pure black. I love the heavy sleepy effect they give. And then I'm also going to pop just some mascara on the bottom lid or lashes as well. This is just a number 7 Exceptional Definition mascara. It's a really nice one. Pulling those lashes down without kind of overloading them. Again, it's kind of downwards. This would be kind of 60s, you know, like the Twiggy kind of thing, where they loved their heavy eyeliner and their like sleepy look to the eye. I'll leave any information I have on the lashes below and on my blog as usual. So that's the eyes done. So I'm just going to finish off my skin now using the MAC Full Coverage Foundation. I'll just do this quickly off camera. It's just really to cover the blotchiness and the redness from my skin, or on my skin at the moment, from the retinol. So that's the skin totally covered and powdered. I won't be showing any close-ups though, because it's not really looking too pretty at the moment. And for the eyebrows, I'm just using this Catrice eyebrow set. I've been loving this lately because they're quite very like neutral taupey colours, and it just seems to be a perfect match for my eyebrows. So just like that, nothing too crazy, just lightly run it through the body of my brows and kind of fill in, like perfect the line really at the bottom without being too graphic. I don't like it to be too unnatural. And I'm going to do the lips before I do the skin, because like I said before, sometimes I'll just decide on, oh, I'm scraping myself, but sometimes I'll just decide on the skin after I've like the lips and eyes done. I'll start off as usual with my lip primer. Then this is of course, the main event. So this is the Apocalypse by Illamasqua. It's quite a matte colour, matte lipstick. I have this Ooh La La colour by Sleek, which is almost identical. So this is an Ooh La La liner, waterproof and smudge proof. I'm going to use this on the lips. I'm just kind of lightly filling the lips first. I'm already starting to look like a zombie. And then just slow down and just get a smaller mirror for this. And then do the outline. And I'll perfect the outline then again in a minute. And first of all, just fill in the lips. So just for speed really, I wanted to apply it quickly from the bullet, and then I'll slow down and apply it with a lip liner. So this is the Lace LB23, or it's like the MAC 316 or any of those ones. I'll just get my small mirror again. I think with this kind of colour, it's really about getting a perfect outline. Yeah, so that's it on. I don't really want to take away from it by adding gloss or anything like that. I think I love the fact that it is matte. And I think I actually kind of love the fact that the rest of my skin looks so bare with it. All you can see really are eyes and lips, and I quite like that. So I'm just going to take my ears off and I'll zoom out. So that is how it looks on. I really love the fact that it is just eyes and lips, and even though this isn't something I'd wear on an everyday basis, I would wear it out. Like if I had an event or something like cool to go to, I think it would look class with a shirt. I think it would look really cool if you had some kind of shirt on, and even like a hat. I'll actually grab a hat and see how it looks. Give me one sec. So I have this hat from Dunnes Stores. I customised it myself with a little bit of ribbon, but I think it can look really look really well when it's worn with the right things. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool with the hat as well, because it's almost like, I mean, the focus is still on the lips when it comes to the face, but it's nice to have some other kind of focus as well on the head area when you have such a strong feature on show. But yeah, this is my kind of demonstration of the Illamasqua Apocalypse lipstick, for anyone who was wondering. What it is, it's just a lovely matte in your face green, and I think that's fantastic. That's what I think is brilliant about it. So I hope this was enjoyable anyhow, guys. I will chat to you all really soon in my next video, and in the meantime, slán!